Welcome to Own Your Words. Audacious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Audacious. Audacious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. If you are audacious, you are daring, and unconventional. 2. Someone who is audacious takes risks, in order to achieve something. 3. Showing a willingness to take risks, or offend people. Examples. 1. It did so with a stunning range of creativity, and a solidly audacious grace. 2. This move was audacious and well planned, but as it turned out involved little physical risk. 3. These suits embrace sex appeal, with their flattering cuts and audacious prints. 4. I have never been stung myself, but some of the SHT they try and pull on you is truly audacious. 5. Their imaginations are eager to go, rather more than halfway to meet the audacious writer. 6. He was being invited to witness Ernest's unveiling of his most audacious project yet. 7. Also, the latest news and analysis of 21st Century Fox's audacious bid for Time Warner. 8. What Mac does is more audacious, political, and subversive than most drag shows. 9. The Eroica sounded utterly audacious, the right seemed elemental and timeless. 10. The second episode is even more audacious, because in a way it's the first episode again. 11. The car maker's audacious goal is to compete with the luxury cars of other manufacturers. 12. She launched an audacious attack, and set about gaining a lap on the rest of the field. Auspicious. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Auspicious. Auspicious. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Use the adjective auspicious for a favorable situation, or set of conditions. 2. Something that is auspicious indicates that success is likely. 3. Suggesting a positive and successful future. Examples. 1. It could hardly have been a less auspicious prelude to the game for Newcastle. 2. Winning her first 7 cases was an auspicious beginning for the young lawyer. 3. The social implications of these auspicious days started well in advance of the event itself. 4. When circumstances are more auspicious, there is little stability in aggressive behavior. 5. This was hardly an auspicious time to inaugurate an era of innovation and experimentation. 6. Served with a spicy sweet mustard sauce, this was an auspicious beginning to our meal. 7. The number 8 is considered by many in mostly ethnic Chinese Singapore as auspicious. 8. No party could have hoped for a more auspicious start to an election campaign. 9. Served with a spicy sweet mustard sauce, this was an auspicious beginning to our meal. 10. The cars were not selling well, not a particularly auspicious start for a special edition. 11. It was auspicious, his arrival, a day after she put up her blog and a week after she resigned. 12. They chose the start of a new decade for their walk because it seemed auspicious. Autonomous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Autonomous. Autonomous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Autonomous describes things that function separately or independently. 2. An autonomous country, organization, or group governs or controls itself, rather than being controlled by anyone else. 3. An autonomous person makes their own decisions, rather than being influenced by someone else. 4. An autonomous vehicle is one that can control itself, without needing a person to drive it. 5. Independent and having the power to make your own decisions. Examples. 1. The country now has 17 autonomous regions, each with a distinct culture. 2. The state is thus much more autonomous than, much of the literature acknowledges. 3. The councils, which are locally autonomous, act as courts for the whole area. 4. They will allow engineers to evaluate the advantages of autonomous spacecraft operation. 5. In this sense, the discursive, or ideational, is only ever relatively autonomous of the material. 6. Sparta was the chief member of the Confederacy, but the states were autonomous. 7. Of course not. I don't believe in government. I come from an autonomous collective. 8. Not just autonomous power, but the power to completely protect yourself from predation. 9. In a car I feel free, in my own autonomous zone, and in a sense that feeling is not misplaced. 10. Gaydar represented a dab jewel in a frequently sparse, and autonomous radio sector. 11. Women have never been, perhaps never will never be, autonomous creatures, unshackled. 12. There are two general arguments, in favor of trying to make learners autonomous. Barbarous? Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Barbarous? Barbarous? It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. To be barbarous is to be vicious, and cruel or simply uncivilized. 2. If you describe something as barbarous, you strongly disapprove of it, because you think that it is rough and uncivilized. 3. If you describe something as barbarous, you strongly disapprove of it because you think that it is extremely cruel. 4. Extremely cruel or unpleasant, or failing to reach acceptable social standards. Examples. 1. He saw it now as his mission to establish similar normality in a barbarous land. 2. In many cases, perhaps, it simply meant that clergy and people were equally barbarous. 3. The second was his dislike of the barbarous treatment methods then in fashion. 4. Some are addicted to headhunting, at least during war, and to other barbarous practices. 5. Putting abusers in a position to commit these heinous acts again is barbarous. 6. Many most barbarous things occurred disgraceful to our men, one officer confessed. 7. The Chinese people are the first, and continuous victims of this barbarous regime. 8. He got paid over £1 million to play an event, specifically designed to glorify a barbarous regime. 9. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson described the invasion as a hideous and barbarous venture. 10. It is a world we call barbarous, even as we devote more and more resources to colonizing it. 11. Instead, it was what was not there that led her to conclude the exhibit was barbarous. 12. Most Afghans despise the Salafist jihadists, whom they view as barbarous foreigners. Blasphemous. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Blasphemous. Blasphemous. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Blasphemous is an adjective that describes profane words and actions, especially when they are connected to something religious. 2. You can describe someone who shows disrespect for God or religion as blasphemous. You can also describe what they are saying or doing as blasphemous. 3. Considered offensive to God or religion. Examples. 1. But to pretty much everyone else in fashion, it's a blasphemous statement. 2. This is going to sound blasphemous to some, but I'm not a huge Stevie Nicks fan. 3. In 1619 he was accused of blasphemous and indecent writings and was banished from Paris. 4. In 1763 he was condemned for blasphemous libel, in his paper called the Free Inquirer. 5. The book was declared blasphemous, and all copies were ordered to be burnt. 6. I decide to do something dangerous, rebellious, perhaps even blasphemous. 7. The Neapolitan authorities banned it, for its blasphemous content before its premiere. 8. To be honest, I know it's blasphemous to say this, but I actually wasn't. 9. All this caused many Christian leaders to dismiss the show as blasphemous. 10. There are texts in all these traditions that are blasphemous, Ms. Reed had said. 11. Nietzsche rejected God's law, and wrote some overtly blasphemous things. 12. I would almost be blasphemous by saying, it's better than Iron Man, but I don't know.
If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.